Hi. In the last presentation we looked at this complex formula and we said that even something this complicated can be typed without too much trouble if we know the building stones from which Latex math formulas are put together. In the last presentation we went through the building stones, and in this presentation I would like to show you that knowing the building stones, even such a complex formula is really not very difficult to type. Okay, so to have something, to have a file to work with, say we open up Note 1 Tech, save it under the name, say formula, delete the old document, and we have a file to work with. We are really fussy. We can also change this. Okay, we have to start somewhere. Let's start with the n-half, and n-half is a frac, two arguments, and the two arguments are n and 2. Let's typeset it. Here it is. We need square brackets, so let's put the square brackets. These are delimiters, but of course that didn't work out too well, so we have to make the delimiters stretch with the left and the right command, and now we really have n-half in square brackets as we should. Next we do the sum. And the sum will have a subscript and a superscript, and the subscript is just I equals 1, and the superscript is this n-half business that we have already done, so we copy and paste it in, typeset, and we have the first part of the formula. This junk we don't need anymore, so let's delete it. And now we are going to work on the binomial. So to get the binomial we need this formula, which is just a subscript and superscript, and this is the same as what we have started with. So I will take the liberty of actually just copying those formulas. Now note that the first one is x to the power I squared, and some people would make the mistake that say to the power I squared, that they think that they don't need two pairs of braces, but of course Latex won't like it, and in fact that's exactly what went wrong. It says double superscript, so let's put those braces back. And we are in good shape now, and now we can do the binomial because the two pieces of the binomial are available to us. So let's do the binomial. The binomial is the command binom with two arguments, and the first argument we copy and paste from here, and the second argument we copy and paste from here. let's see what we got. We got exactly what we want. Now, to type the next brick fraction, we need a formula under a square root and two formulas under cubic roots. And here is a formula you want under the square root, and here are the formulas you want to have with the cubic roots. Actually, to make this into a square root, we just simply add \sqrt . And now we have the square root and we have the cubic roots. So to create that fraction, all we have to do is to type frac two arguments, and the first argument is the square root, which is here. And let's typeset to see what we got. And we have a very typical mistake. We copied into a displayed formula the first part, and we inadvertently copied in the dollar sign. This mistake really occurs quite often. Unfortunately, the error message is completely uninformative. It says missing n group inserted. It really doesn't tell you anything. Now you can see here the advantage of doing a formula piece by piece and typesetting every piece. I don't know what went wrong, supposedly, but I know that what went wrong was in the very last step, because every single step was tested by typesetting. So I just simply look, what is the last thing I did? The last thing I did, I pasted it in. Oops, there is a dollar sign here, it doesn't belong. I typeset it and I get the stuff correctly. For the second argument, I paste the thing in from here. And I change the $2 signs to a plus as the formula requires it. And lo and behold, I have this. Now, we now have really all the pieces we need. So let's try to put the formula together. So first we need the sum. Which we already have. It's up here. So let's copy in the sum. We have the sum. That is followed by the binomial, which we have here. And now we have the sum and the binomial. Let's get rid of the sum. Then we need the fraction, which we have here. And when we typeset it, we get an error message. It says missing dollar inserted. Again, we made a mistake that is very often done with this process. Remember, when you copy and paste from an inline formula like here, you make the mistake of copying in a dollar sign. When you copy and paste from a displayed formula, very often an empty line sneaks in. Displayed formulas do not tolerate empty line. delete it, typeset it again, and compare this formula with what we wanted. We are done. As you see, I made a number of mistakes putting this formula together, but the basic principle probably you can learn. Do the formula small piece by small piece, test each piece. Then put them together by copying and pasting. Watch out for copying in $sign, watch out for copying in blank lines. And that's all there is to it. Again, let me repeat, this was a very laborious formula. 95% of the formulas are not this complicated, but one or two in every paper may be. And even if you deal with simpler formulas, the principle is the same. Break down the formula into its building blocks, do each building block separately, and paste together to get the result. Good luck!